Dave wasn't blinded by the moment. The spring breeze danced across the river, brushing across his face as he sat on the park bench. "I can't marry you," he told Madeline. "Why not? This isn't fair to me. We've been together for over a year. I finally asked you to get serious about our relationship, and suddenly you clam up? I have my priorities. I've committed my life to serving the Lord, and I'm not asking you to take my journey with me," he said. "But you can't decide for me. I know who you are and what you stand for, Mr. Dave Mitchell. Don't you understand that I love you unconditionally?" Dave wasn't sure she fully grasped what was at stake. "You have to understand, there will be sacrifices." "So what? I get it." "I'm not sure you do. There will be times when I have to put my calling front and center, both personally and professionally." Dave leaned forward on the bench and peered into her eyes. "It sounds like no big deal as we sit here and talk, but what happens 10 years from now when we have kids? You'll want me home with you and the kids, and many times I won't be able to respond the way you want. Trust me, you won't be as calm as you are right now." "Try me. I know what it will take, and I'm not afraid to go after what I want. And I don't want to rush into a decision." Dave's heart wanted to say, "Yes, let's get married today." But wisdom wasn't jumping up and down. He'd have to reconcile his head and heart. Prayer and fasting would be the key. "Dave, you're talking to someone who juggled 3 part-time jobs when I was getting my bachelor's and master's degrees in business. You don't have to explain to me about how to bring a vision to fruition. I've lived it. Besides, you shouldn't worry too much. I'm not the needy type, clinging to your every word or trudging so close behind you that I can see the hairs on the back of your neck. That's not me. I plan to have my space, and you can have yours to do what you must." Her argument was compelling. Even though she was in her early 20s, it was clear Madeline knew exactly what she wanted and didn't mind stating her case. Her strength shoved him toward a proposal, but not completely. Dave wasn't an impulsive man. He lived by the leading of the Lord. Peace and wisdom guided him like guardrails on an open road, nudging him in the way he should go when making decisions. Marriage is a sacred union, a lifetime partnership not to be taken lightly. I know that, and it doesn't change my position. "You're tough, Madeline," he said, softening as the gentle breeze continued stroking his face and his resolve. "Have to be." There was no doubt that she sparked his creative flame. She was smart, funny, and carried a persona that stood up and made him take notice. But was she the one for him down the road? A wrong move in marriage could derail his mission of taking financial management and leadership training to as many churches in the world as he could reach. Pouring wisdom into those on the front lines and restoring credibility in the religious sector was his #1 goal. He waited to get a warm feeling or voice of confirmation about marrying Madeline. No lightning bolts shot from heaven. The earth didn't shake. The head of God didn't pop through the clouds and speak. Dave had long since passed the thunderbolt revelations. He'd learned to hear God in the stillness of the moment and the quiet whispers of his voice. Madeline felt right. She was challenging, but he could manage that. Besides, he was also wired to handle adversity. They proceeded with a wedding service 4 months later, followed by the ribbon-cutting ceremony at Dave Mitchell.